Tonight, at exactly midnight, the moon disappears. No explosion, no flash, no warning. Just gone. And if you think the moon disappearing means giant waves swallowing cities by sunrise, here is the twist. You would wake up tomorrow and notice almost nothing. That silence is the scary part, because losing the moon would be the slowest catastrophe in the solar system. And by the end of this video, you will understand why nothing happening is the most frightening answer of all. Start with that first night. Moonlight is not the moon's own light. It is recycled sunlight, bouncing off dusty grey rock. Lose it, and the night sky simply gets darker. In cities, streetlights would drown out the difference, and most people would not even look up. But away from the cities, the darkest nights in human history would begin. There would be one strange gift. With no moonlight washing out the sky, the stars and the Milky Way would blaze like nothing any living person has seen. A planet suddenly full of astronomers, staring at a sky with a hole in it. But out in the oceans and the forests, no one is enjoying the view. Millions of creatures plan their entire lives around that pale light, hunting by it, hiding by it, breeding by it. For them, the clocks just broke.
Now, the famous myth. If the moon vanished, would the oceans surge into monster tsunamis? No, the opposite. The moon does not throw water around. It gently holds two bulges of ocean in place while Earth spins beneath them. Remove the moon, and those bulges do not collapse into waves. They slowly, quietly relax. And the tides would not even stop because the sun pulls on our oceans too at nearly half the moon's strength. Tides would keep rolling, just shrunk to roughly 1/3 of their usual range. That sounds harmless. It is not. Between high tide and low tide lives one of the richest ecosystems on Earth, the intertidal zone. Mussels, crabs, kelp, shorebirds, an entire world built on the rhythm of rising and falling water. Shrink the tides, and most of that world is permanently stranded, either always underwater or always dry. The base of coastal food chains starts to starve, and the damage climbs upward from there.
Then the strangeness spreads. Entire coral reefs synchronize their once-a-year mass spawning using moonlight as the starting gun. No moon, no signal. Sea turtle hatchlings find the ocean by crawling toward the brightest horizon, which for millions of years meant moonlit water. Wolves, owls, moths, even ocean plankton tune their hunting and hiding to the lunar cycle. And humans lose something too. Our months are the moon. Our calendars, our festivals, thousands of years of navigation and poetry, all anchored to a rock we suddenly cannot see. And the moon has been doing one more quiet job this whole time, slowing us down. Shortly after it formed, 4.5 billion years ago, Earth spun so fast that a full day lasted only around 5 or 6 hours. Ever since, the moon's pull has been acting like a gentle brake, stretching our days millisecond by millisecond over billions of years. Every 24-hour day you have ever lived was manufactured by the moon. Remove it, and that brake mostly releases. The day you have now is roughly the day Earth keeps, frozen in place. But none of that is the real disaster. The real disaster is invisible, and it takes millions of years. Earth is tilted at about 23.5 degrees, and that tilt is why seasons exist and why they are gentle. Here is the part almost nobody knows. That tilt is not naturally stable. The gravity of Jupiter and the Sun constantly tug at our planet, trying to tip it over. The only thing holding Earth steady is the moon,
acting like a hand resting on a spinning top. We know exactly what happens without that hand because we can watch Mars. Mars has no large moon, and over long stretches of time, its tilt has swung wildly by tens of degrees. Do that to Earth, and the poles could eventually lean almost straight at the sun. Half the planet locked in months of endless daylight, the other half in freezing darkness. Glaciers in the tropics, deserts at the poles, and every climate zone on Earth slowly sliding across the map. Not chaos for a season. Chaos as the permanent condition of the planet.
So go back to that midnight. The moon disappears, and nothing happens. No tsunami, no earthquake, no fire in the sky. Just a darker night and a better view of the stars. That was never mercy. It was a fuse. The tides quietly shrink. The reefs fall silent. The coastlines starve. And over millions of years, the planet itself begins to wobble like a top losing its spin. The moon never protected us with drama. It protected us with stillness. And here is the part that makes this more than a thought experiment. We really are losing the moon. Right now, it is drifting away from Earth at about 3.8 centimeters every year, roughly the speed your fingernails grow. We know this with astonishing precision because Apollo astronauts left mirrors on the lunar surface, and we have been bouncing lasers off them for decades, timing the round trip. In around 600 million years, the moon will appear too small to fully cover the sun, and Earth will witness its final total solar eclipse. But the moon will never truly abandon us. It will still be there, further and fainter, long after the sun itself begins to die. For 4.5 billion years, that quiet grey rock has stabilized our climate, steadied our seasons, and given life the calm it needed to become us. So tonight, if the sky is clear, look up. The moon is still there, still holding the top steady, still keeping the oldest promise in the sky. It has hung above every human being who has ever lived, above every war, every discovery, and every quiet night that no one remembers. And it will still be hanging there long after all of it is forgotten. Nothing else in your sky is doing more for you, and nothing else asks less in return. Next time, we look at something thousands of times smaller than the moon, with enough power to erase an entire city in seconds. See you in the next video.